Welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about pinpointing a little, which will help you start to work on your behavior change projects and definitely in the future as you move into the workplace. So let's first think about a change that you want in your life. For example, maybe you want to be healthier or change your eating habits or exercise habits, study habits, maybe even just spend more time with someone. Once you have an idea of your overall goal, then you should select a target behavior. So be very careful when selecting the behavior and make sure that it is an actual behavior. For example, let's say Don has a goal to lose weight. That's a nice goal, but it's not a behavior. A dead man can lose weight as his body starts to rot away and he decomposes. We have to have a specific behavior in mind. So let's think about behaviors that lead to that end result of weight loss. Eating, obviously, and exercising, although sometimes that can cause weight gain as you gain muscle. So those are really the two big ones, and a dead man cannot eat. But I know I definitely can, and so can Don. So let's say that Don is getting a decent amount of exercise right now, so I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on just eating behaviors. I will need to pinpoint the specific behaviors related to eating. We can't just say that Don needs to eat better or healthier. That's not specific, it's not measurable, and overall it's just relatively unhelpful. It will not lead to any changes in Don's behavior. So let's review a little bit about Don. He often skips breakfast, but he stops to buy a fancy coffee drink on the way. You know, the kind that has the codes written on the side that I definitely need translated because I just ordered black coffee. Occasionally he grabs a snack from the coffee shop, eats lunch out most days with his coworkers, even sometimes fast food. He doesn't like cooking, so if his partner cooks, he dines in. Otherwise, he eats, prepackaged foods, prepared meals, or goes out to dinner. He has a snacking habit around about 8 p.m. every night. That's when he starts to get hungry and sort of wants to snack on something, crisps or, pretzels or what have you. And on his days off, when he's at home, he tends to snack a little bit more and more throughout the day. So what are some behaviors that we can identify that are unhealthy for Don? Drinking fancy coffees, eating lunch at a restaurant, eating processed foods for dinner, eating fast food or delivered food, eating snacks at night, and eating snacks at home throughout the day. Those are some terrible behaviors that lead to really unhealthy eating behavior overall. So let's think about the things that will lead to the results that we want to see for Don, which is eating healthier to achieve weight loss, right? Weight loss is kind of our end result, but it's not a behavior. So we're changing eating habits, and let's pinpoint some specific ones. What things can Don do to replace any of those bad behaviors that he's been engaging in? He could drink a healthier drink, maybe like green tea or my favorite, black coffee. He could pack a healthy lunch for work every day. He could probably cook dinner at home, order healthier meal kits, and maybe throw away all the unhealthy snacks, buy healthier replacements. Maybe even prepare healthy snacks to have available so that when he does snack, he's not snacking on crisps and other high fatty foods. Making a grocery list and sticking to it. Eating lower calorie meals from restaurants if you're going to eat out, or even eating smaller portions. The thing that we need to think about when we think about, okay, these are the better behaviors, right? And these are the behaviors that will lead to our overall eating healthy target behavior. But in order to find out if these are a real pinpoint, we have to figure out if they're measurable, observable, and lead to the desired end result. That's what makes them pinpoints that we can use to change the target behavior. So, can we count how many times Don chooses tea in a week? Can we count how many days Don packs a lunch for work? Can we count how many meal kits he orders and prepares each week? Absolutely. How about how many calories he consumes in a given meal? Can we measure portion sizes? Times that he cooks dinner or prepares a meal at home? Absolutely. So can we see him do it if we were there with him? That means, does someone on the outside have the ability to watch you and observe you doing those things? Yes. That's what makes it a behavior. And the final question is, will doing any of those things for Don lead to the changes in his eating behaviors, his unhealthy eating habits? And I think that they will. I think that any one of those things, targeting one of those, would be great. So those would be our pinpoints. For the project, focus on a single pinpoint that you can measure and track over time. If we do too much too fast, and we don't have the proper reinforcement in place, we're just setting ourselves up for failure. When that happens, people give up. Oh, it's too hard. I didn't get results. I couldn't keep up with it. And that's usually what happens in fad diets. They create massive, unsustainable changes. So let's focus for this project on one pinpoint or at most two. So we're not getting too deep into the pinpointing to the point where we're like writing out the credit card number, buying the meal ticket. We're focusing on those general behaviors that are going to lead to a change in our target behavior. That's our pinpoint. Observable, measurable, and will lead to the results and the behavior change that we want. So that's the basics for pinpointing. Your next step is going to be to determine how to measure and analyze the behaviors in order to create an intervention strategy. So the pinpointing process can be applied in the workplace very, very easily. When we start to think about the behaviors in performance that we want, or in a particular job that we want, we have to think about the behaviors that will get us there. So if we want someone to excel in sales, for example, the end result is maybe a dollar amount, a number of cars sold, or a number of products sold. And we can backtrack and pinpoint the behaviors that lead to that. Is it asking to close a sale with every customer? Is it approaching customers as they enter the shop? Is it greeting customers? Is it smiling at customers? Is it offering 2 options instead of 4 options? We can literally break down all of the behaviors that lead to the end result of success that we want. And those are the things that over time we're going to reinforce, which we'll get into a little bit later. But that is the essence of pinpointing, is finding those things that we can count or measure in some way that lead to the behavioral result that we want to get. All right, well, that wraps it up for this week. Good luck finding a target behavior and pinpointing it and finding something that you can change this semester. All right, see you next week.